Hey, what's up guys? Just want to do an update on my monster pepper plant, which I should nickname the monster pepper bush. Some new developments here. I'll just start off with the best news of all. If you look in here, I've got peppers. You can see peppers back there. You can see a pepper here, pepper up here. They're little peppers because this is a mini sweet bell pepper plant. If I go to the other side of this AeroGarden grown pepper plant, you can see more peppers. I raised the lights a little bit so I can actually get up here and show you the canopy of this thing. It's about 20 inches across, incredibly bushy. I've actually come in here several times already and I've pruned off multiple kind of clusters of buds and leaves just to get the airflow going in here. I count that there are about 10 to 12 peppers growing, plus another 25 flowers. If you get up in there, you can really see how many flowers there are, and you can see how they kind of dry off and fall off, and probably another 50 buds or so. And if you do the math, that would equal about 75 to 100 mini sweet bell peppers on this thing. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I grew this thing from a seed that I got from a supermarket mini sweet bell pepper, guys. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I don't know if it was a hybrid seed or an heirloom seed. If it was hybrid, these peppers might be something entirely different. But not everything was great with this pepper plant. I had some problems with flowers dropping, and I'll tell you what I did to fix that. Number one, what I was doing when the flowers started to appear is I would come in immediately with my electronic toothbrush and pollinate them. And what that would do, or what that would cause, is for the flower to start to dry up immediately, and the stem didn't get thick enough, so it would actually fall off. So I stopped pollinating altogether, and I've just been relying on me coming in here and kind of looking through this and the movement of the plant to do the pollination. And as a result, the stems are getting a lot thicker. If you can see this guy in here, this stem is pretty thick, but obviously not as thick as you would get with a large blocky sweet bell pepper plant, because this is a mini sweet bell pepper plant. That's why these guys over here are so small looking. The other thing that I did is that I switched to more phosphorus and more potassium by a big degree. And after about a week of doing that, I started to get a lot less leaves dropping off and also flowers dropping off. And so now, as a result, I've got all of these little amazing peppers starting to grow, and I'm super excited. This thing is incredibly dense and bushy. I mean, there are flowers and mini peppers and tiny little buds just everywhere. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. I'm super excited for this. I'm also a little nervous because this plant really wasn't designed, or any pepper plant wasn't designed to grow in a 1.1 gallon AeroGarden. And eventually the roots are going to outgrow this AeroGarden, and the only way for me to get this thing out without damaging the roots is by cutting it. And then I would have to put it in a 5-gallon bucket where it could really have room to grow. I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to doing that, because I've been getting everything going outdoor for the gardening season, and I just don't have the time and really the desire to baby this plant, although I've spent so much time on it, and it has been so successful in how it looks and putting on flowers and putting on fruit, that I might just have to, you know, saw it out, saw it out of the old AeroGarden. I'm kind of curious to take one of these off and see what's inside, but I know that they're too young and they're too immature to even have any taste whatsoever. And I'm curious how big these are going to get. I'll do an update probably in about 10 to 15 days, but that's pretty much it. Subscribe to my channel for a lot more gardening, both hydroponic and outdoors. Thanks, guys.